I went to college for 2 years and then I dropped out, and it was the best decision that I've ever made. My advice to most people is don't go to college, read these 8 books instead. And the reason to not go to college is that if you have the desire to learn, you can educate yourself far quicker, far cheaper, and far more effectively using the internet than you ever can at university. And my goal with these 8 books is to not just tell you them, but to summarize the core idea of each book in less than 60 seconds, so that you don't have to read the book unless you really want to. Book number 1 is Mindset by Carol Dweck. Through research, Carol discovered there are 2 different types of mindsets that people have, and which mindset you have massively determines whether you succeed or fail. The first mindset is the fixed mindset, which believes that intelligence and skill is fixed. Having this belief leads to you trying to appear smart instead of trying to actually improve at a certain skill. This leads to you not wanting to face challenges in case you fail. This leads to you trying to avoid criticism because it means that you are not as intelligent as you want to be. And it leads to you just not trying as hard as you should, which leads to you plateauing and failing at your certain task. The opposite mindset is the growth mindset, which recognizes that intelligence, like most things, is a skill that can be learned. This leads to you viewing challenges as an opportunity to learn. This leads to you trying as hard as possible, which obviously increases the likelihood of you succeeding massively. Book number 2, Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willink. Jocko was a Navy SEAL, and he found that when he was out fighting, if he didn't take extreme ownership and responsibility for everything that happened to himself, his missions were far more likely to fail, and him and his team were more likely to die. He recognized that the best mindset for life and war is extreme ownership, recognizing that you are where you are because of you. And if you want to get to a different place to where you are now, that is all down to you. You shouldn't expect other people to help you, and you can't blame other people and other things for the way your life circumstances are. You have to take full responsibility for how everything is. And if you combine this with a growth mindset, you're already on a great trajectory. Book number 3, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. I remember when I first read this book, I put it away. I thought it was so illogical. I thought that it didn't make sense. But the more life experience I have, I realized that there are some incredibly fundamental, deep truths in that book about success. Basically, Napoleon Hill studied the 500 most successful people alive in his time. He went and he interviewed them, and he saw patterns between all of them. Patterns that are internal, not external. Patterns such as the thoughts that you have a huge influence on your external world. And oftentimes the external world is just a reflection of your internal world. This stuff sounds crazy, but in my life, the more experience I've had, I've started to notice these things to be weirdly accurate. Don't know if it's fully true that your thoughts directly change the world around you, but I definitely can see how your thoughts change your behavior, and your behavior changes the world around you. If you want to master your inner game, read Think and Grow Rich. Book number 4, Mastery. I believe that you should pursue mastery, not directly pursue women or money or anything else. Pursuing mastery is a producer mindset. When most people set their goals, they think, I want $1 million, I want a great girlfriend, I want to succeed. These things are taking. But mastery is recognizing that you have to go out and get so good at a skill that you're able to provide the universe something incredibly valuable and yet incredibly rare. Mastery teaches you that in order to become great, you have to first be an apprentice. You have to go through a phase of learning from other people. And this is the most important phase for people that are trying to educate themselves instead of going through college. To be an apprentice, to be a student, to learn from everything and anything, from anyone and any person above you or below you. Learn, 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 and you can achieve mastery, which will lead to money, lead to women, lead to everything else that you want. Book number 5, The Tao of Seneca. Great book. Core lesson for me was that life is not short. It's just that we waste a lot of it. And in reality, the allotment that we have been given in terms of time is vast if we improve at the skill of using our time incredibly effectively. People say life goes by quickly. People say that we only have a brief amount of time on this planet. Those things are true if you have those mindsets. But if you believe that you can maximize your life, if you get good at being productive, you actually have enough time to live multiple lifetimes in this one lifetime. Live multiple of most other people's lifetimes. Experience crazy things, experience a huge diversity of things in this one lifetime if we get good at using our time wisely. Book number 6, Linchpin by Seth Godin. Basically, if you want success, you have to get to the point where you can't be replaced. If there are other people with the same skill set as you, then the person who's going to be employed and the person who's going to get paid is the person who's willing to take the least amount of money. Because if an employer has 2 different options, both options have the same skill set, the employer is going to go for the person that can get paid the least, obviously. So your goal here is to get so good at something that you can't be replaced, that the employer has no option other than to pay you what you're worth. And focusing on improving your skills and getting so good that people can't afford to fire you is how you have a long-lasting, successful career. Book number 7, The Millionaire Fastlane. Basically, getting rich quick isn't necessarily a scam. Getting rich easy is a scam. But getting rich quick is possible. And it's possible by rejecting lots of the mindsets of the middle class, which says that you need to save money, that you need to invest in low-risk funds. These things work if you are content with retiring at age 70. If you are not content, then there is another option, the Millionaire Fastlane, which basically says provide a ton of value, solve people's problems at scale, which you can do easily now. Not easily, but you can do quickly now thanks to the internet. And that's how you can become a millionaire quickly, not necessarily slowly. And book number 8 is The Sovereign Individual, which says that times are changing. We're entering a new revolution called the information revolution, which births knowledge workers, people that use their brain to work. And with knowledge workers become incredible leverage, where you can make one decision that takes you 1 minute, yet the impact of that decision can impact millions and millions of people. As a result of this, financial freedom is more and more possible for more and more people who decide to use their brain to create value. And as a result of this, countries now are forced to treat people in their country not as prisoners who have to be there, but as customers who can choose to leave that country and exert their financial freedom by moving to different places. Fascinating change of events that is just happening now, that if you're one of the first people that start to benefit from this, you can really make some cool things happen within your lifetime. And that's it. I truly believe if you take these 8 principles to heart, you can provide yourself with a better education than most college degrees.